about a year after the facelifted Honda City sedan reached our market, we now have here the facelifted Honda City Hatchback. Compared to the sedan, yung mga changes here in the City Hatchback are actually much more pronounced and much more noticeable, as you're gonna see with this particular RS variant's front end. Well, actually, there's only one variant with the City Hatchback, and that would be the range-topping RS. Anyway, in terms of the car's front end, I really do think that this is a handsome subcompact hatch because just take a look at the front grille. It's very wide, very sporty with the mesh design here, along with the RS badge to indicate, of course, that this is the range-topping RS. So, if you're gonna move towards the front bumper here, by the way, hindi siya parang sa sedan where it looks a bit more subdued. Here in the hatchback, it looks a lot sportier. So you have these sharp edges here sa kanang front bumper with a faux carbon fiber finish to give this a very sporty look. There's actually more distinction now with the City Hatchback versus the City Sedan. So, apart from the front-end design, you also have your new alloy wheels, multi-spoke wheels as opposed to the previous 5 twin-spoke-ish look for the RS. It's basically the same design pa rin as what you would see in the RS Sedan, but here it's painted black. You also have black side mirrors here, and being the RS nga, you also have your side skirts just like again in the City Sedan. Then as you're gonna move towards the back, you're gonna see that there's also a new design for the rear bumper. Finally, you have a black shark fin antenna, and practically what you're noticing, I'm pretty sure at this point, is yung kanyang new Sonic Gray paint. It's currently my favorite paint. It looks really nice. Sobrang bagay sa sporty and youthful look nitong Honda City Hatchback. Now, worth mentioning, of course, is the Honda Sensing because yun yung kita mo agad sa kanyang upper windshield. So what you have here, of course, is the monocular camera for the Honda Sensing Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, which combines adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, lane centering actually even, and automatic high beams. That's one of the major upgrades of the new City Hatchback in kanyang Honda Sensing, and of course, yun nga, the sportier, more handsome looks. So I think it's a good time na ngayon for us to move inside the Honda City Hatchback to see what's new in this car. So here inside the new Honda City Hatchback, and yeah, well, in terms of the interior looks, it's still pretty much the same pa rin from the pre-facelift model. That's not exactly a bad thing because at least for me here in the segment na to ng mga subcompact cars, the City Hatchback and even the sedan, mind you, as one of the nicest interiors in the segment. And here in the RS, of course, being the RS version nga tong City Hatchback, you have here a soft leatherette surface sa kanyang dash, and a lot of leatherette surfaces din sa kanyang doors. Actually, even the steering wheel has a red stitching detail here. And the seats, by the way, unlike in the City Sedan RS, there's a higher percentage of leather surfacing here sa kanyang seats as opposed to the sedan na there's a mix of suede. And also worth mentioning is that there's also more red colors ngayon sa kanyang seats, sa upholstery niya, compared to the City Sedan. And what drivers will immediately notice is yung kanyang color multi-information display sa kanyang instrument cluster. Basically, the reason why that exists now is because of the Honda Sensing Safety Suite, because basically these two features are tied in together. So ngayon with the Honda City having Honda Sensing, it now, of course, gets the color multi-information display. Also new, by the way, for this model here is yung kanyang infotainment system, or at least rather, yung operating system itong touchscreen. So basically, in terms of the graphics, doon mo mapapansin na it's a new software because the graphics now have a sort of more modern feel. And also in terms of the touch response, mas snappy na siya. Though before naman talaga, it was never known to be laggy yung kanyang infotainment system. It was already good. Pero yun nga lang, you can really tell that this is meant for a right-hand drive market because of the positioning of the physical controls. And at the same time, also new for this year, along with the Honda City Sedan, basically, is the wireless Apple CarPlay and the wireless Android Auto. So ngayon, you don't need to use wires for the smartphone mirroring features. Also, by the way, worth mentioning na rin, the other new feature with the car's rear seats, by the way, is that there's now the relaxation mode because dati in the pre-facelift City, what you only had was the ULT mode, the utility, the long and the tall mode, but now here you now have the R again, so you have ULTR. So that's basically the relaxation mode where you're able to basically link the front and rear seats to form like one long bed. Actually, it's really pretty much about it in terms of the new stuff here inside the Honda City Hatchback. It's still a very spacious and practical hatchback. But anyway, apart from the practicality and the tech features that are new in this car, let's now talk about the driving experience, or rather, what's not new with the driving experience. So as for the driving experience of the Honda City Hatchback, well, yun nga, as mentioned kanina, there's really nothing new. Talk about the driving experience because it's still pretty much the same pa rin from the pre-facelift model. Though when I say nothing new, it's not necessarily a bad thing because, well, because sa totoo lang, ever since naman, the City Hatchback and the City Sedan for that matter, has always been a nice car to drive in the subcompact sedan and the subcompact hatchback segment. And therefore, in terms of a driving feel, though it's focused on being a comfortable and relaxing subcompact vehicle, there's still a small degree nga lang, a smaller degree of sportiness here in the City Hatchback compared to what we're used to with the Honda Jazz, the previous generation City models. Still, it's a pretty good hatchback in terms of a driving experience. There's really nothing inherently wrong with the car. It's really good. It's very fuel efficient. Well, again, we haven't tested the fuel economy sa driving situations na ito. Pero based on our experience, if you've read my review or watched my review of the Honda City Sedan, you know that this is one of the most fuel efficient vehicles in its segment. The 1.5-liter engine has always been a good engine for the Honda range. So here in the City Hatchback, it's a nice engine. And of course, being a subcompact hatchback, itong engine na to suits this car really well because it's lighter. Of course, this engine isn't pulling a lot of weight compared to, let's say, in the Honda BR-V. And it really suits this car really well in terms of the driving feel. So, yeah, as usual with Hondas these days, itong CVT niya is really tuned for fuel efficiency because it's really holding the revs whenever you accelerate hard with the Honda City Hatchback. But the responsiveness of the CVT is commendable. It's a responsive CVT, yun nga lang because of the focus on fuel economy. This engine, or rather this CVT, is holding the revs for the entire time that you're accelerating and not actually doing any sort of fake gear changes whatsoever. But with this CVT, it's doing a good job actually in delivering the right power ratio for the 1.5-liter engine to deliver the appropriate power band will suit the car as it accelerates on the long straight. So again, the Honda City Hatchback is a comfortable and relaxing subcompact car to drive. It is really known for comfort, but with a small degree nga of athleticism and sportness, though not outright the most sporty in the class. That would be the Mazda 2 hatchback because, well, that's what the Honda brand has always stood for, which is, you know, a machine or a car that somehow balances everyday comfort with a degree of sportiness.
Pricing for the Honda City Hatchback RS starts at 1,189,000 pesos. So, if you want a city that's more stylish and more functional, then you might want to check out this newly restyled Honda City Hatchback.